a sip of wine and said flatly, historically, the quickest conception between human and beastkin took a full year. But you took only 3 months. Whatever methods you used, only you know. Bella whipped her head toward me, her eyes darting in guilty panic. Clarice, what are you implying? She couldn't even withstand the slightest probing. Bella still couldn't keep her composure. May you have a safe delivery, Bella. I raised my glass to toast her, then left the banquet with Draco by my side. 1 month later, Bella endured 3 full days and nights of labor before finally giving birth. But 7 days passed, and the wolf clan still hadn't announced the child's arrival. Even when father tried to visit, they refused him entry. There was no doubt, something was wrong with the child. Half a month later, father summoned me home. Seeing the worry in Draco's eyes before I left, I finally relented and asked him to come with me. In the living room, Bella sat on the floor sobbing, clutching a half-beast red wolf pup in her arms. The moment I stepped into the living room, the acrid scent of panic and something faintly metallic hit my nose. Bella's sobs echoed through the space, raw and ragged, as she clung to the squirming pup in her arms. Its fur was a matted rust red, nothing like the pure white of Tristan, or even the typical wolf clan's tawny coat. But that wasn't the strangest thing. The pup's eyes. They were clouded, milky white, as if veiled by a film. It whimpered constantly, its tiny body twitching uncontrollably, and when it opened its mouth to cry, I saw rows of jagged, mismatched teeth, too sharp, too numerous for a newborn half-beast. Father stood by the fireplace, his face ashen, running a hand through his graying hair. The wolf clan's head advisor, a stern old beastman with a scar across his left eye, loomed in the corner, his arms crossed over his chest. His gaze was cold as he flicked it between Bella and me, suspicion oozing from every pore. Clarice, father's voice cracked. You have to help your sister. The wolf clan, they're threatening to disown her. They say the child is impure, a defect that shames their bloodline. Bella lifted her head, her eyes swollen and bloodshot. It's not my fault, she wailed. I did everything Jacob told me. He gave me those potions, said they'd speed up conception, said the elders would praise us for bearing an heir so quickly. Now they're calling my baby a monster. Potions. My jaw tightened. I'd suspected as much. The wolf clan's obsession with heirs had driven them to desperate measures, but whatever concoction Jacob had used had clearly backfired. Half-beast conception was a delicate balance of human and beast magic. Tampering with it risked warping the child's essence. Draco stepped forward, his emerald eyes fixed on the pup. He moved slowly, as if not wanting to startle Bella, and knelt beside her. The serpent staff in his hand glowed faintly, casting a soft green light over the trembling creature. The child's life force is unstable, he said quietly, his voice calm despite the tension. The magic in those potions forced the fusion of human and beast souls too quickly. It's tearing him apart from the inside. Bella's sobs grew louder. What does that mean? Is he going to die? Draco's gaze flicked to me, then back to the pup. Not if we can stabilize him, but it will require power, more than the wolf clan possesses. Their potions corrupted his core. Only a pure source of both human and beast magic can mend it. The wolf advisor scoffed. And where would we find such a source? The serpent clan hasn't produced a half-beast in centuries. You're as useless as your mate, Clarice. Before I could snap back, Draco stood, his posture rigid with barely contained anger. The serpent clan's magic is older than the wolf clan's obsession with power. We do not meddle with forces we do not understand, but we know how to heal what others break. If you want this child to live, you will stop your insults and listen. The advisor's lips curled, but he said nothing. Jacob's absence was palpable. Where was the man who'd sworn devotion to Bella, who'd paraded her pregnancy as a miracle? Cowardice, I realized. He'd abandoned